Are we in crisis mode? No, not at all, mate. Not at all. I think if you look at our defense, it's exactly where we would want it and where we expected it to be. The bats. Mate, you and I both know the bats have been crap, so why are you going to make me say it?
Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to the Chicago Cubs, the final season, episode 2. Today we are at Arizona, or in Arizona, to face the Diamondbacks, and things are not exactly going to plan. We are just below 500. We haven't really had any more major injuries apart from John Pinto, who is out for 2 to 3 months, so that's not ideal. We don't have too much depth in the bullpen, I've since realized as well. The backup catcher's out injured, but that's only for a week, and he's a backup. It's not the end of the world. And Acree is still 6 weeks away. So all those things being the case, it's still not been particularly good. So where do we start with this? I mean, if we look at the team rankings here, if I just make myself disappear quickly so you can see a little bit better, offensively, we are just horrid. But then you go down, it's like we've flipped the script almost. You look at this, fit pitching WAR, strikeouts, defensive efficiency, zone ratings, we're all, top 2. And, even the other categories there, 4th in runs against, 5th in ERAs. It's not looking too bad, but it's just not quite coming together. So let's catch you up on the results, I guess is a good place to start. Now, of course, we left off, we had opening day win against the Yankees. We then went over into April. We actually swept the Yankees, which is huge, given that their pitching is arguably the best in baseball. And then it just kind of fell away from there. We never really got going. It's a lot of close games. We're losing close games as well, which is always annoying. So we only won 1 of 3 against the Phillies. We only won 1 of 3 in Milwaukee. But you can see they're all one-run games. We went to LA. We had a bit of a hammering in there, but we came back with a win. But we did lose 2 quite comfortably. I've got to say, Namala came back and absolutely bit us in the backside. He was fantastic. He had 6 RBIs in this one, I think it was. St. Louis then came to us. We won the first 2 quite comfortably. I was hopeful that this was going to be a little bit of a turnaround. We then lost an extra inning in a 1-run game. Colorado, a 1-0 win. Then 2 extra innings losses on the same day. I mean, that hurts, doesn't it? So, you can see we're not getting badly beaten. We're very competitive in the games. They're just not quite going our way right now. We did, however, sweep the Astros, although, again, 2 of the games were very close. And then this series in Arizona has not gone to plan so far, and we've lost all 3. So we're looking to avoid a sweep. And, we've won 11 of 24, which is a win percentage of 458, I believe. If we have a look at the standings here, and there we go. I mean, early in the season, we're only two and a half games off the top. So it's not, again, we don't have to panic quite yet, but it is obviously concerning. And you can see with the batting stats, there's no one. There's absolutely no one. And in the past, we have typically had somebody doing something up there. If we go and have a look at the pitching, and this is where we do shine a little bit. Tim with Coffs up there for strikeouts, but we have got guys that are competitive in earned ERA as well, and in pitching WAR as well. We have a couple of guys that are not in the top 3, but have been doing fairly well. So let's go and have a look at everybody's stats. So this is the pitchers. Now, there is just the one change, and that change is Pinto obviously out, and Tanabe has come in just to be in the bullpen as a bit of long relief. He hasn't done anything as of yet, as you can see. The disappointment, I mean, Joswiak is setting records for all the wrong reasons, really, isn't he? DJ's probably been underused. We've got him in as a setup and sort of closer, sort of backup closer, but he's not really, he's only pitched 6th inning. Now, that's not, ideally we want him to do a little bit more than that, so I may need to rethink his role so that we are using him a little bit more, because he has been in those 6 innings almost flawless. Got to give a bit of a shout out here to Juan Medel as well, his rookie season, and I don't think we're going to be able to drop him. I think when Acree comes back, it's probably going to have to be Gallagher that drops out. So that's good for him. But the 2 new boys, Jimmy Long and Timmy Wiskoff, they're both doing brilliantly as well. So, yeah, the pitching has been fairly solid, I'd say. Well, we can see that from the stats. The pitching's been solid. The hitting is where the problem lies. And yeah, now there are some changes. Jake Neal, it's his first call up. We'll have a look at these guys in a second. He's in to be the backup catcher. We have also called in Peralta. He has come in for Blaze Jordan, basically. There's been a few guys in and out before we've landed on this. Now this is going to be his first appearance for us in this game today. So we'll see what we get from him. Khalil Watson, again, is just back from injury. He's come in for Lord Schreier, who, as I suspected, peaked in game one. Not really done too much since. But disappointments, I mean, you've got to look at Bobby Patterson. He's not shown up for this season yet. A negative WAR. I mean, Bobby Patterson is not a negative WAR player. De Leon as well, negative WAR. I mean, that's not what he does. And yeah, the other one that's been maybe disappointing, McQuaid. It's hard to say he's been disappointing, but he's not really got going yet. The player of the season so far with the bat in hand is definitely Bracefield. He has been quite good. And the other concerning one, I mean, Messina and Pratt maybe again not really getting it done for us. Vlad is concerning, not because of the numbers that he's put up though. If we go and have a look at him as a player, and these attributes are fading. Vlad is fading. He's 34 now. Now, if we have a look at the OSA ratings, they still have him basically at peak Vlad, and well, our scout disagrees with that. So he's a free agent end of this year anyway, so you could definitely make an argument that this contract is just, we've absolutely nailed it. I did think about trying to trade him. The issue with doing that is that while he's putting up the numbers and he's having one of his better seasons with us so far, it doesn't really make sense, I don't think, to trade him. If it was a longer term, you know, if we were going beyond this season, then yes, definitely, because we get something for a free agent that's maybe on the way down anyway. But as things stand, I don't know that it is worth doing it. The one benefit is that if we were to trade him for, let's have a look at the options we would have. Now, there would be the option of several-time Cy Young winner, but on $53 million a year, so I don't think we want to be doing that. Now, this is just keeping all of the salary. Now, what I did do is I offered him around with keeping some of the salary, and given that he's a free agent into the year, it's not that big of a deal. But then we're looking at some guys here that might do okay for us that are on much less money, and what that would also perhaps enable us to do, we could get a direct replacement here in a first baseman from the Cubs. What this would enable us to do as well, given the money that they're on, is have that much money left over to perhaps do like we did to get Wiskoff and go and sort of essentially buy another bat in. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of options. I mean, there would be options as well for getting relief pitchers in, but I don't think we're going to do that. We're not going to get rid of Vlad to get a relief pitcher in. I mean, Marcelo Maya could be an option. But he's on big money for longer term, but it is still less, you know. It is actually less money, and he could come in and play, you know, third base instead of Messina, and we do have a player we picked up off of waivers who could play first base as well. So yeah, I'm kind of looking for what you guys would suggest to do here. Another option at first base that's essentially the same player but just on less money. I'm torn. I mean, there's a big part of me that thinks while he's getting the job done, there's absolutely no need to go and trade him. But equally, yeah, it's just a bit of a, see, this Spikes guy, he could come in and sort of cover any number of positions for us, and he's supposedly looks like a bit of a decent bat there. So yeah, I'm just sort of looking for what you guys would think we should be doing here. I don't think, no, he's on 26 million. But yeah, so there's options available to us, and that's keeping half the salary as well. So we'd have about 20 million left, you know, if we get, depending on how much the new guy's on, which we could then go and say trade and essentially buy another player in. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. And this is the guy that we picked up off of waivers from Arizona, actually, I think. So you can see he's a better defensive first baseman, and he's not, I mean, he's still got a little bit of growing to do. He's going to strike out a fair bit, but he is a sort of similar potential player to Vlad. But again, if this is the last season, do we need to worry so much about potential? We just want guys that are there now, and he also makes mental mistakes, which probably isn't great. So, yeah, difficult one, I think, this one. So just very quickly, the new guys, Jake Neal, we saw him in spring training. Not a good defensive catcher, but should be a fairly solid bat. So he is in for a week or two until Arambidi, or whatever his name is, comes back. And the other new guy is Peralta. He should be fairly solid, and he has started the season really well in AAA. I don't know if you can see down here, but batting 311 and an OPS plus of 136. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt here and promote him up, and let's see what he can do in place of he's come in for as I said, for Blaze Jordan, who's gone to AAA, and explained the other guys that have come in as well. So yeah, we need the bats to fire, don't we? Let's hope Watson, Peralta particular can start and get this lineup going. But anyway, let's go check the lineups for this game against Arizona. So, as tends to be the case, these matchups look quite good for us, don't they? So, Peralta on debut will lead us off at second base, and we've got Patterson in right field. Let's hope those batting numbers come back. McQuaid is in left field batting third. Vlad cleans up at first base. Bracefield DHs at 5. Khalil Watson at shortstop in for his first game of the season at 6. Messina at third base, bat 7. Then we've got Neil, our catcher for this one, at 8. DeLeon in centre field, bats 9, and Jimmy Long, sorry we get to see the same picture, it's just the way it kind of worked out for us, unfortunately. And then we can see the other guys here. I mean, on paper this should be an absolute walkover, but I mean, they've won 3 of 3 against us. Alright, so here we go. Sorry for the slightly long-winded intro there. I'm a little bit torn exactly what to do, so yeah, any and all input is appreciated. While we're waiting for the first pitch here, I do need to say a big thank you to a new channel member, Roy Chapman. Thank you so much, mate. It is greatly, greatly appreciated as we start with a lined fly ball out there to right field. So not a bad first piece of contact for Peralta in his career. And then it'll bring up Patterson now, only batting 186 this season. Yeah, there's a part of me that thinks, well, these numbers should start to level up to where they're expected to be, and he does get a 1-out single there, so that's potentially positive for us. And this will bring up McQuaid now, batting 239. Again, we need him. He's got to lead this lineup, and he's not really doing it as he strikes out. And it brings in Vlad now, batting 287, a 2-2. And Vlad gets one into center field. That'll get Patterson over the third, will it? No, he stops at second. And it'll bring up Mason Bracefield now, who is batting 307. And he's got a 2-2 pitch, and Bracefield grounds it to the first baseman, and that will end the first. So Jimmy Long will come out to face Vince Little, who's batting 298 for them. Now Long is on a 7-inning shutout streak, or scoreless innings. So let's hope that continues, as there's a ground ball and out at first. Well done, Khalil Watson. Checo comes in now, batting 247. Is it? Yeah, no, it'd be Checo? I'm trying to remember now how you would say that. There used to be this is years ago now, but the soccer team I supported back home, Parramatta Power, used to have their left back and captain was Alvin Sheckley, and it was sort of spelt the started the same way. So there's a niche reference. If anybody has heard of Alvin Sheckley before, let me know. In comes Khalil Watson, his first at bat of the season, and he pops it up to the third baseman for 1 away. This will bring up Messina. Now, he does need a rest. Part of the reason, actually, why Peralta came in, it's an 0-2 pitch, and he pops one up, is just because we didn't have... Blaze Jordan wasn't doing brilliantly, and also we didn't really have anybody to cover middle infield, obviously, because he was the first baseman, as Neil pops it up to end the top of the second. So we really did need somebody to be able to rotate and rest players, so... That's, again, part of the reason why he has come up is to do that, as we get a pop-up into foul territory, which Vlad should swallow, and he does. So that is 1 away. In for Martinez now, who is batting 153 this season, an 0-1 pitch. And there's a ground ball. Pratt over to first, and... Oh no, Peralta, sorry, over to first. And that is 2 down. The one thing with Peralta, too, is that we don't lose too much defensively. If he does work out, he's going to be brilliant, as Jeff McNeil, one of my Mets favourites, comes in and gets a walk. In for Hao Yu Lee, I think is how you say that. He's batting 293 this season. He strikes out, and that'll do it for the second. All right, DeLeon now, batting 176, and, well, pushing the friendship, I've got to say. Very good defensive player. Oh, DeLeon, how was that? He's hit the invisible wall. He gets himself a leadoff double, so we'll take that. Brilliantly done. And Peralta will come in now. His second at-bat of his career, a 2-2. And Peralta, his second at-bat, is going to be a first career hit, a first career RBI, and Luis Peralta gives us the lead. Excellent, excellent stuff. So we have a lead. We have a runner at second. None out for Bobby Patterson, who's 1 for 1 today. And Bobby Patterson, is that going to drop in? No. And that'll be 1 down. Man will stay at second for McQuaid, who's 0 for 1. A 2-1 pitch. William McQuaid, is that? No, that's going to be caught as well. So it's going to come down to Vlad now to try and drive in this second run. Vlad, of course, 1 for 1 today. A 2-0 pitch. Good hitting count. And Vlad has got a good piece of that. And Vlad has cleared the fence. Oh, there's nothing wrong with him. His 5th home run of the season. And it is 3-0 in the third. On the back of that 2-run home run from the great Vladimir Guerrero Jr. In comes Bracefield now, 0 for 1. I did mean to say he's first at bat. He's got his 250th career hit since the first game of the season. And that's going to be another one onto that tally as he gets himself a 2-out single. And continues an 8-game hit streak to a 9th game. And it'll bring Khalil Watson up 0 for 1 today and this season. And Khalil Watson gets a good piece of it. Oh, he's hit the invisible fence again. Is that going to be enough? Bracefield is not quick. He's not stopping though. And it's going to be an RBI triple for Khalil Watson. And we go 4-0 up. Bracefield's going to need some oxygen. And Messina will come in 0 for 1. A 1-0. Bracefield gets one. No, sorry, who's that? Messina, sorry, gets one down into left field. That's going to be another run. And it is 5-0. And that'll do it for their starting pitcher. And Sofield will come in now. He has got an ERA of .57 this season. 15.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Neal's at the plate. Still looking for his first career hit. He has subbed in a few times. Oh, and he's got it now as Neal slaps one down into left field. Sorry. Messina will stop at third. And it is now 2 out runners at second and third. And we've bothered around because in comes De Leon again. 1 for 1. A 1-1 pitch. De Leon grounds it to the shortstop. And that'll end what was a very successful third inning for us with 5 runs. And Long will now face Azutu. Oh, I can't say that. Batting .234 this season. And Jimmy Long not just up another strikeout. And it is Christopher Torin. I'm not against creative spellings of names. Oh, and a leaping catch by De Leon. But it does make you stop and think, doesn't it? what you're actually reading. An 0-2 pitch. I say that, and my 2 kids just have like not bog standard, but like Ava and James just spelt how you would expect them to be spelt. Not that there's too many ways to spell James, I suppose. Peralta, who is 1 for 2. It's a 3-1 pitch, and Peralta draws a walk. And that is 1 on, none out for Bobby Patterson, who is 1 for 2. Is that a double play ball? It is not. So it gets Peralta over to second. And it'll bring up McQuaid with 1 out. 0 for 2 is McQuaid today. And that'll be 0 for 3 now as he pops one up. Yeah, I mean, the chances are, someone like McQuaid is going to sort of get back to where you would expect him to be over the course of a season. It's Vlad now who is 2 for 2 already with a home run today. There's a loose one that'll get Peralta over to third. And can Vlad now drive in his 3rd RBI of the game? It's a full count. Vlad, no, he grounds it to the shortstop, who can't handle it. Is it an error? It is. I was trying to make a throw before he controlled the ball, so it is an error. I don't know. Does that count as an RBI for Vlad? I don't know if it does or not, actually. It's not a hit, I know that, but I don't know if it counts as an RBI still. And Bracefield will end the inning there, but it is now 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Alright, Checo comes up. He's 0 for 1. It's a first pitch swing. It's a little dribbler back to him, and that will be 1 away. In comes DeLauta, who is 0 for 1 today. A full count. Oh, and we lose him. So a walk. 1 on, 1 out. And it is Espinoza to the plate, who is 0 for 1 today. It's an 0-1 pitch. It's a ball that is fielded by Khalil Watson. It's only 1, though. As Peralta doesn't have the chance to make a throw, and it's not an injury for one of our guys, so that is fine. Martinez, he is 0 for 1 with 2 out, runner at first, and a strikeout for Jimmy Long to end the 4th. All right, let's go to the 5th. It is Khalil Watson to lead us off, 1 for 2. It's a 3-1 pitch, and Watson draws a leadoff walk, and we know with Watson he can steal a base as well. So another pitching change. Casey Mize is on. We've had him somewhere before. ERA of 7.5. Let's hope we can add to that for him. Messina. There goes Watson. He gets there. First stolen base of the season, but that is only because it's his first game. It's a 1-2 pitch now on Messina at the plate. Runner at second with none out. And Messina gets it into left field. Go Khalil. That's going to score him. And it is an RBI double for Messina. So this is looking very, very good as it is now 7-0 into the fifth. And Jake Neal, who is 1 for 2. A 1-2 pitch. Neal pops one straight up. That'll be the first out. Runner should just go back to second, because even if he drops it, mate, you're not going anywhere. And that is one away. In comes De Leon now, who is 1 for 2. A 1-0 pitch. De Leon into centre field. That will be caught, and it's not going to advance the runner. So that is 2 down. And that'll bring up Peralta, who is 1 for 2. A 1-2 pitch. And Peralta was about a week late on that one. And that'll do it for the top of the fifth. But again, a run across the plate. It's 7-0. And it'll be Neal to McNeil even to face Long. And it's a 1-2 pitch. And it's another strikeout. His fifth. He was one of the leaders. Him and Wiskoff are they're both sort of, it sort of depends on the game and who's just pitched or not. And they kind of go in and out of the top three. I suspect, as we've given up a walk there, I suspect what will happen, and we've given up another walk. Jimmy, come on, mate. After this game, he may well go back into the top three. It's Christopher Torrin, who is 0 for 1. It's a 2-0 pitch. It is... Oh, dear. It is 7-3. And it was... I mean, they've scored 3 runs off 1 hit. That always does my head in. And we know Jimmy Long, he doesn't have the greatest control, so that is a risk. But obviously, when you're putting base runners on, there's always a chance that it's going to come back and bite you. So 1 out, none on. Full count. And another walk. He's walked 5 now and struck out 5. Checo to the plate, who's 0 for 2. It's a 2-0 pitch. And that's down into right field. And we might need to say, thank you, Jimmy. You've done your day's work here. As that is now a 4th run across the plate. Can we get him at 3rd? Oh, we do. All right, well, nice throw there from Vlad. And, well, you probably do leave Jimmy on now to finish this inning, don't you? But 4 runs across the plate. There's a strikeout for number 6. But that might do it for Jimmy Long, you would suspect. I didn't see how he's doing stamina-wise, but, yeah. What was very comfortable is suddenly not so much. As Bobby Patterson grounds to the 3rd baseman for 1 away. And in will come McQuaid, who is 0 for 3. It is a 2-0 pitch. And McQuaid! That should leave us. McQuaid has extended the lead out to 4. It is his 3rd home run, I think, of the season. It is 372 feet. And let's hope that kickstart him into a bit of action now. All right, Vlad. He is 3... No, so that didn't count as an RBI last time out on the error. It's an 0-2 pitch. And he hits him. Well, that's just unnecessary. So 1 on, 1 out for Bracefield, who's 1 for 3. It's a 1-1 pitch. And he hits Mace as well. What is going on here? Angry man did not like getting put over the fence. So Khalil Watson, who's 1 for 2. 2 out, 2 on, 1 out. And Khalil Watson, that is going to be caught in right field. And Vlad does not try and get to 3rd. So 2 on, 2 out for Messina, who is 2 for 3 today. A 1-0 pitch. And Messina drops it into right field. That's going to drop in. And is it going to score, Vlad? It's going to be very close at the plate, but he does get there. So it is 9-4. We have scored more runs. And this is very confusing given the struggles we've had with the offense all season as Neal pops it up into foul territory to end the inning. So 9-4 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Long does continue. And he's still got quite a bit left in the tank here, doesn't he? He's going to face Espinoza, who's 0 for 2. And let's hope last inning was just a bit of a... well, it wasn't, as he has been first pitch of the inning. Absolutely crushed. 491 feet, and that should now do it for Jimmy Long. There was a comment saying I should take over, and it does, substitutions and whatnot in games. And to be honest, I did actually mean to do it. If I was to take over, it would very much just be like pitching changes and substitutions, and I'd take off the bullpen warm-up rule. Like, I'd just be able to bring them straight in, and they'd be good to go. as Montano has come in and absolutely ripped through the first two hitters. It's an 0-2 pitch. It's Montano. Oh, that one slipped. So 2 on, 1 out for the guy's name, Victor, I cannot say. And that is into left field. McQuaid is there, makes the catch, ends the inning. And it's turned into a bit of a run fest, hasn't it? 9-5 going into the 7th. And Daniel Nunez will come onto the mound for them to face De Leon, who is 1 for 3. It's a 2-1 pitch. Come on, Ponce. He has got that into right field, but it is going to be caught. And that'll be 1 away. In now, excuse me, will come Peralta, who is 1 for 3. Oh, that looked harsh. Where was that? Just inside. It's near enough, I suppose. Bobby Patterson with 2 out, none on. He's 1 for 4 today. And that is a little chopper. Is he going to have the legs to beat it? He is. So, Bobby Patterson gets an infield single. Can McQuaid put one over into the fans again? Excuse me, I'm losing my voice, I think. And that'll do it. We will stretch. I will try and regain my voice. It is 9-5 to the Cubs. All right, welcome back. Another pitching change. The Dutchman has come on to face Torren, who, of course, hit the 3-run home run last time up. And let's see what we can do with this. It's a 1-0 pitch. And that is into left field. McQuaid is there. And that'll be 1 away. The Dutchman has an ERA of 3.60 this season as well. Little to the plate now. He's, it's a 1-2 pitch. And that's into center field. De Leon, though, no chance to make a catch. And that is a 1-out single. And in comes Checo, who is 1 for 3. It's an 0-1 pitch. It is a ground ball. It's not quite a double play ball, but we do get the lead run up, so that's fine. 2 down men at first for DeLauer. Can the Dutchman end the inning? There goes the runner. And Neal behind the plate, as we know, he's not the greatest. And that is indeed a stolen base. A 3-0. Well, we don't fall in a heap here, mate. We don't need to worry too much. We've now got tying run on deck. And it is Espinosa at the plate, who already has a home run today. It's a 1-2 pitch. And a strikeout. The Dutchman ends the inning. There's nothing there for the D-backs. And we'll go to the top of the 8th. And Vlad will lead us off 2 for 3. It's a 1-2 pitch. And Vlad is going to be caught in left field. Just for a second then I wondered if it was going to drop in. In comes Bracefield, who's 1 for 3 today. It's a first pitch swing. Is Mace going to see something he likes? He does. And that is dropping in. So Bracefield has a second hit of the game. A 1-out single. Another pitching change. Vanek will come on, ERA of 2.61 so far this season for him. He's going to face Khalil Watson, who's 1 for 3 today. It's a 1-1. Watson, has it got through? It has. Watson with a single. And it's going to get Bracefield over to third just about. And we have runners at the corners with 1 out for Messina, who is 3 for 4 today with 3 RBIs already. And if it's not a double play, he will get another one. So it is 10-5. There was an out at second, but he's there at first. And we have Jake Neal at the plate, 1 for 4 today. And Neal grounds it to the second baseman. That'll end the inning, but 5-run lead going into the bottom of the 8th. And it is the Dutchman to continue to Martinez, who is 0 for 3. It's a full count. And there's a strikeout. 1 away. Jeff McNeil now, who's 0 for 2. First pitch swing. And that is ripped past Vlad into right field for a 1-out single. And in will come Lee to face Eldridge. Now, Eldridge, ERA of 5.68 this season. It's not been brilliant, if we're honest. But as is always the case with especially relief pitchers early in the season. Oh, it's a double play, Vlad Jr. Well, I think it's safe to say we don't need to trade him. Nothing wrong with Vlad. So we go to the 9th. De Leon, can we pad this lead further? He's 1 for 4 today. It's a full count. And he strikes out on what looked like it could have been ball 4. No. They like to work outside, I think, on him, don't they? Peralta now 1 for 4. I feel like he's had a better day than that, but obviously not. He strikes out. That is 2 down. In comes Patterson now, who's 2 for 5. An 0-2 pitch. And Patterson will be... Oh, it's not. It's an error. So Patterson reaches, and it'll be McQuaid, who is 1 for 5. But that one did leave, of course. Patterson tries to steal second and will do so. His 4th stolen base of the season. Now can McQuaid drive in this insurance run? It's a 1-0 pitch. McQuaid to the third baseman. He'll be thrown out and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. I don't think we'll need Murillo, will we, with a 5-run lead? So Eldridge will continue. And it is an 0-1 pitch. And that is popped up into center field. De Leon comes in, makes the catch, 1 away. Oh, and Eldridge is injured. Hopefully nothing too serious. So Joswiak, ERA of 20. Chance to bring that down. He's going to face Torren. Full count. And a strikeout for Joz. All right, there we go. Let's finish it off in style. It's Little who's 1 for 3, sorry. It's a 2-2 pitch. Come on, Jozzy. There's a ground ball. Should be easy enough for Messina to Vlad. We avoid the sweep, and that was a very, very convincing win. So all of a sudden, that makes for a better reading, doesn't it? Back to 500, game and a half behind the Reds, and yeah, I'm not that panicked yet. Obviously, you never like to be below 500, and yeah, Long does go back into the top 3 for strikeouts. Yeah, you never like to be, you know, sitting outside of a playoff spot, but I do think we're a decent enough side. The bats just need to come and join the party. And I think if Peralta can prove to be worthwhile, if Watson sort of gets back to where we expect him to be, and even the likes, you know, if Pratt can get back up to, he's usually at least a 250 hitter. So if he can get back to where he should be, Patterson gets back to where he should be, De Leon should be 250 hitting as well, then suddenly I think it starts to look a little bit better. But that, of course, then relies on the fact that the pitching is going to... you know, not going to fall away. So we're waiting to see what's happened to Eldridge. Hopefully it's not too serious, but if we have to have a pitching injury, long relief is part of the bullpen that we have a lot of cover in. So that's not the end of the world if that is indeed the case. And so if you've enjoyed that, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. We will come back. Now I'm conscious of the fact that the new game has been announced, and it's a little bit sooner than I was perhaps expecting it to be, in mid-March as opposed to late March. So what we might do, there's the All-Star game. So let's come back sometime. We don't want to do... Okay, so let's come back for Pittsburgh. We've done a lot of trades with Pittsburgh. There's going to be... that's where we got Viskov from, and we sent a lot of our players to them. So let's come back for that. And that is a little ways ahead, but hopefully... yeah, it's about a month and a half. Hopefully we'll get back on track. And yeah, I'll see you for Pittsburgh. Take care.